Welcome guys, thank you for watching this video, but before we proceed, do not forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, share it to all of your friends, and also check out the description for further information guys. And now, let's get into the video.
Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and today we will deal with this One Piece game right here. So we are going to, hopefully finish it. But the main themes today are, first of all, this race spin system I have started in the last video. And then the body colors. And then after that, I will, apply this color selection system to all of these other aspects right here, so we are also able to change our hair's color, accessories color, shirts color, pants color, etc. guys. And if we have enough time left, so some of you have been suggesting that as well, then we are able to add another aspect called faces, and adding faces is, well, is not that difficult, so it shouldn't consume a lot of time. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into this spin system right here. So how is that going to work? Alright, so you need to keep two things apart when working with spin systems. The first thing is the visualization, okay? I don't know if I have pronounced that correctly, but you know, so the thing or the visual things you can see, okay? So when clicking on this button, then this human text here goes crazy and changes to, well, mink, skypian, human, fishman, etc. So it rapidly changes a lot of times, and that causes a spin or a spin illusion. So the default thing you see when spinning for something, and that's the first thing. So the things you can see on the outside. And now also the second thing is the things which happen inside. So these two are totally different things, okay? So, well, you can put them together, but I do not recommend doing so, because doing so would probably mean that you, make it easier for exploiters to exploit this, spin system, I'd say. Yeah. So let's, move on with this spin system right here. So, what is supposed to happen? So first of all, once this button has been clicked, then we are going to fire server a remote event. And that remote event is going to check for the player's spins first of all. When the player has enough spins, then the player is able to spin, okay? And spinning means the race is being chosen from the beginning, and the visualization, so the spinning illusion, I'd say, comes after, okay? And that's what I was talking about. So these are two totally different things. So the things from the inside happen at the beginning, so we are checking for the spins, and we are already choosing a race in the background, and then all of the spinning happens for us, for the viewers, for the players. Okay, so we'll be left thinking that this GUI is currently spinning for a race, but we already have the race. It is just spinning to leave us in an illusion. That's the idea behind of it. Now let's try to do that. So we will be needing a remote event right here. I probably have one. Yeah, server. There we go. So local remote. So we of course need to refer to this remote event. So replicated storage server, get service, replicated storage, wait for child server. And now once this button has been clicked, so script parent means script parent, we are referring to the button, and then an event called mouse button one click. So that's the event when the left mouse button has been clicked while being on this text button. Okay, so once that happens, then we're going to fire server spin race, and that's all about fire servering it. Now to the server's view. Okay, so this is player edit. Okay, change pants. Now let's create another task called spin race. And now we need to check for our spins, okay? And since we have no spin value made yet, so as you can see, we only have hair 1, accessory shirt, tank top, etc. So since we have no spin value, we, are forced to create a spin value. Otherwise, this whole thing will not work. So spin, instance new, and this is going to be an int value, of course. So we are going to work with numbers. Folder, spin name. So we are basically setting the spin value's name. So this is creating an int value instead of the folder, of the data folder, of course. And now we are setting the value's name, which is of course going to be spins. And now we are setting the spins default value, which is going to be at 10. And now right here, it is basically loading everything. Yeah, and this is not necessary for us. So this is about pants and shirts and hairs. So yeah, nothing regarding those spins. And let's also, well, never mind. We will do that later. So I wanted to add a new value for the race, for the body colors, and for all of these other colors, but never mind that. So we will do that later. Okay, spin race. Okay, so we have successfully added this spin value to our data store, I think. Yeah, so everything else is automatic. Therefore, we do not need to do anything about it. Alright, so if the task is to spin race and our value right here is above 0, or greater 0, not above 0, I'm sorry, greater than 0, then, yeah, wait. So where is this thing located? Yeah, inside of the player, okay. Player, wait for child, data, spins, value is greater than 0. Then the player is able to spin. So we are basically just printing out something first of all, just to see if it has worked. As you can see, it says spin. Now, yes, so we have successfully obtained this value right here. Let me change it to something pretty high. No, pretty great, not pretty high. I'm sorry, guys. So the country where I am from always uses these terms in order to describe the amount of something, okay, and comparisons, etc. So instead of saying greater than, we say higher than or above. So that's the literal meaning when you would try to translate it. But never mind that. So we have this great value right here. Now let's stop this thing and let's play again, just to see if it has changed or saved in any sort. Yeah, there we go. So it successfully saved us. Now the next thing we want to do, just pretty quickly, is this spins left text right here. Let's go inside of here. So let's just, or no, come on. Let's just create a new value, a new script right here. And we want to refer to the data first of all. So game players, local players. So we are referring to our player and our data. And now we can say script parent. So we are basically referring to this text label right here. And what we want to do is we want the text, so especially the number 10, to change to whatever our current amount of spins is. So how do we do that? We of course need to refer to this text label right here. So script parent text, because we want to make changes on a text. So text, and then we are going to adapt everything till spins left, and then these two dots. I don't know how you call them in English. Yeah, everything till here, and then we are of course going to change this number right here. So spins left, and now two dots in order to connect two parts to each other. So the first part is right here, and the second part is going to be our number. So data, no, toString. So we want to convert a number into a string. So data, wait for child, spins, value. Let's also add a wait for child for here. Otherwise, it could happen that this whole thing runs into an error because it is trying to access something which isn't there. Well, okay. So we, of course, so this is only, or this happens only once, okay? So we need to add another case for it to happen. No, we need to add another case right here. So once the spin value changes, then we want to do the same. So we want to adapt to those changes. So we are referring to our spins, changed, connect. So this is an event which recognizes when it has changed. So once it has changed, then we want to do the same as up here. So we want to apply this new text with the new spin. Yeah, with the new spin value, with the new amounts of spins we have. So let's see if this has successfully worked, but I hope so, or think so, to be honest. And there we go. So these are our spins. Okay, now we can proceed with the spin system itself. So up here in the server script right here, let's do the following. So let's, first of all, reduce our spins by 1, because spinning should incept spins, of course. So this is the way on reducing it by 1. So we are basically referring to the value of our spins, and we are saying that this spins value is equals to the spins value, so our value minus 1. So that is what happens basically. And yeah, well, let's do that. Now I'm gonna add a table right here. Race table. I'm gonna add those races inside of here. Yeah, so the first race is of course human. And I'm gonna add some probabilities right here, so 60. $20. Skypian 10. Yeah, so you can of course change the probabilities to whatever you want to. But I'm gonna keep them like this. Admin. So we are now at 90, so let's say 6, and darkening, or let's do 5 and 5, because these are pretty much the same. And yeah, there we go. So you might ask what this is about. We're basically creating those races right here, and everything behind these numbers are those probabilities for those races. So being a human you have a chance of 60% to be a human, a chance of 20% to be a fishman, and so on. And now you might ask, how are we going to make this work? So how are we going to add probabilities inside of this thing? Well, I'm going to show you how this is supposed to work. So I'm going to create a new table right here called choose race, and this one is going to be empty for a beginning. But we are going to fill it up with all of these races right here. So for IV in pairs. And now we are going to loop through this table right here. So race table, deal. And now we are going to fill up this table with those races, okay? But not only once. So we are not going to have 5 entries which just have the name of the races, but we are going to have the names of those races 60 times, 20 times, 10 times, you know? So we are going to make a huge table with many entries which are pretty much the same. So we are going to have an entry with the value human probably 60 times, okay? And an entry which says fishman 20 times. And why are we doing that? I'm going to demonstrate it to you later. But let's first of all do that. So choose race. No, for I. So for those of you who do not know what this for I, V, and pairs loop does, so we are basically saying that we are looping through this race table. Our I is this thing, and our V is this thing, okay? And that's actually it. So there's nothing much to it. So I and V, and we are looping through every entry right here. And now we are basically going to do the following. So in pairs, no, not in pairs. Do choose race. Choose race plus 1 equals I. And let me print out this table at the end, and then I'm gonna play, and then I'm gonna explain to you what has happened. So choose race. There we go. Yeah. Ah, yeah. I did not even spin. Okay, there we go. As you can see, our value has been reduced by 1. And so what is this? Okay, that's not what I what I wanted to do. No, come on. Okay, spin again. Okay, there we go. Well, it was supposed to be the other way around. No, never mind. It is totally fine. Okay, so as you can see, we have this table with many entries, so 100 entries right here. They all have those races right here. So how is this going to influence our probabilities? Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you. So we have set this table up, and now we are going to make, or now we are going to randomly choose one of these, or we are going to choose a race out of one of these. So we have 100 entries in total, and of course, when an entry right here, or when a race is represented often, so when you have the same entry many times, then the probability of the script choosing it later on is also pretty high. And therefore, that explains the system or the idea behind of it. So having the human race, for example, 60 times makes it pretty likely for our script later on to choose the human race, because, well, you have a 60% chance of pulling it out of these because it is represented 60 times, you know. And a dog mink, for example, only has a probability of 5%, and therefore it only has 5 entries, and the script is supposed to pull it out or choose it while there are many other entries, you know. So the probability for the dog mink is not that great. So I hope that you have understood it. So our script is going to choose one of these, or choose a race out of one of these, and that of course is going to be random. And yes, so just think about it and you will probably understand it. Okay, now let's create this choose system. So chosen race, choose race, math random 1, and choose race. So have I already explained what happens right here? So I have explained this loop right here. So we are basically looping through this race table, and what this does is it loops for a certain amount of times. So in this case, till it has reached V, and V is our number right here. So it is going to loop 60 times when it is supposed to loop for this human thing. It is supposed to loop 20 times when it's supposed to loop for the fishman thing, and etc. And every time it loops through, or every time it loops, it creates an entry. inside of this choose race script, and that's how the entries are being created. So we are basically saying choose race and then those brackets, and then the amount of entries, of total entries, inside of this choose race plus 1. So we are adding another entry to it. So choose race, and then at the position of the total amount, so let's say that choose race has 4 entries, so we would create another entry at the 5th entry, so 4 plus 1 is 5, and we would create, or we would first of all refer to the 5th entry and then give it an entry, a value, which is I, and I is the name of the race. So that's what happens right here. And now right here we are basically doing the same. So we are creating a variable and saying that, or we are referring to an entry, and this entry is a random number between 1 and the total amount of entries. So let's say that we have 4 entries again, so it would pick out a number between 1 and 4, and yeah, that's it. And then it would just have this number right here and refer to the entry. Let's say that this thing results in 2, so it would choose the second entry, which is Skypian, and it would choose the Skypian race for our player. So that's what happens right here. So chosen race. Now let's print this thing out. Chosen race. Okay, did not choose anything. Why is that? Oh. Chosen race. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So it has picked human, dark mink, Skypian, dark mink, human, 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 human. As you can see, the probabilities do work, I think. Yeah. So human is pretty dominant, fishman was pretty dominant, and yeah, so that works. Alright, now to the visualization, to the visual aspect. So we of course need to transmit this chosen race, I don't know, to our GUI right here. So we need to make the GUI tell that it is supposed to spin, and the last race which is being displayed is of course going to be our chosen race or chosen race. And how do we do that? So we are going to make access of a function called fire client. So we are basically fire servering back to the client and we are passing the chosen race with it. So we are giving the local script or the player the information about the chosen race. So fire client, the first argument is going to be our player right here, because the fire client needs to know to which player it has to fire client to. So player. Now let's add a task. So I love to add these tasks right here, as you can see. So task, spin race, etc. So we need to add a task right here called race chosen, and now a third argument, which is going to be our race. So chosen race. There we go. Now back inside of the spin system, let's do remote event on client event connect function, and now task and value. And this is pretty much the same as it is in the server script. So we have this on server event right here, which reacts to the remote event being fire servered, and the same happens right here. So this one basically reacts to the remote event being fire cliented. And if the task is to race chosen, or pretty much if the race has been chosen, then we have the race right here. And then we are going to spin. Okay, so now we are going to make the visualization. And how is that supposed to happen? And I have to admit that this is pretty difficult for me, because I have done it a few times in the past, and it always looked pretty, not weird, but you could tell that there was something wrong with it, I'd say. And yeah, so let's just move on with this one. So how I'm going to do it. So let's set up a table with all of the available races. Human, Fishman, Dog Mink, Cat Mink, and Skypian. So these are our available races. And now we are looping 100 times, and with every loop we are displaying a new text. And the text is of course going to be whatever, or it is going to choose one of these entries right here, and it is going to display it as a text. And it is going to do that for 100 times, pretty fast, and then we are going to slow it down so it looks a little bit more realistic. Okay. Yeah, script parent. So we need to refer to, where is it? Yeah, this race thing right here. So script parent race. Text equals races map random one races. So we are doing the same as we have done right here. So we are choosing a random entry out of it. And let's make this thing in string upper, means uppercase, because we have made it uppercase right here as well. And let's add a wait, so it doesn't just rapidly loops through, but it has some kind of effect inside of it. So I'm gonna lower this, and I'm gonna make it slower with every time. Okay, let's see how this looks like. Yeah, as you can see, this is our looping, or this is our spinning effect I was talking about. And now it is slower till it stops. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. Let's just end this at this point. Okay, So we are human, but I'm honest, it took a little bit too much. Let's lower this to 5 and let's lower this to 10. It has just took away way too much. Yeah, human again. Now let's spin again. Probably human again. Oh, fishman this time. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you guys get what I'm trying to show, so it does work. As you can see, so we have successfully made this visual aspect of the spin system. Now the last thing we need to do is to apply those body parts, those race body parts, to our player. In order to do that, I need to calculate some things right here. So, wait. 100 expected identifier when parsing. Print 100 times this. Okay, 5. So this takes 5 seconds. Print 25 times this plus 10 times this plus 5 times this. Okay, 14.5 seconds. So that's the amount of time this whole spinning takes. Alright, so why do we need to know that? Because let's add 15 right here. So because we are going to apply the body parts onto our player, and we do not want to happen or to make this happen immediately, because imagine that we would not wait and make this thing spin, and we would not wait and immediately apply those body parts onto our player. That would mean that our player has the race's body parts while the player is spinning, you know? So it would already tell the player what kind of race he has before he has even seen it through the spin system. You know, so that's the reason why we need to wait 15 seconds, so wait till the spinning is done in order to apply all of the body parts onto the player. Because the other way around, it would not make any sense, because it would already tell the player from the beginning what kind of race he has, although he still needs to spin, you know? Okay. Okay. Now, we need to add another value right here called race. Come on. Race instance new string value folder. Race name race value human. So that's the default race. Let's chosen race. Okay, so we are overwriting the race value already, but we are going to apply the attributes, the body parts later after 15 seconds. But there's one more thing I would like to do within the spin button. So let's add a cooldown for this button right here, because otherwise you would be able to spam the button and that would cause glitches. So we are going to add this cooldown right here, enabled. If enabled, false, then end enable true, wait, no, not 1 second, but 15 seconds, enabled false. So what happens right here is we have this variable called enabled, which is false by default. And if it is false, so once we hit the button, so if it is false, then we are turning it on, means to true. That means that this check fails the next time this button has been pressed, and it would not proceed with the things down here. And this enabled variable will stay true until 15 seconds are over, and it has been turned back to false. Means that the variable is able to pass this check. Alright, so that's on how to add this cooldown. So we are pretty much done with the GUIs right here. So server, yeah, now to the body parts. So how are we going to do that? Yeah, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. So we need to check for our race. So if chosen race is human, then then what? Then we are going to loop through the character, and we are going to see if there is anything inside which is a part of another race. Means if there is a cat nose inside of the character, or ears, or the saw nose, or the snout, whatsoever. So if any of those components is inside of our player, then we are going to delete them. So that is what is going to happen. Player, character. We probably have. Oh no! Oh, dummy. Okay. Yeah, dummy. So I have explained this IV in pairs loop to you guys already, even in this tutorial, but also in previous tutorials. So I'm not going to explain it at this point. So dummy, if the name equals cat nose, or vname equals ears, or vname equals saw nose, or vname equals, so basically all of these components right here. We could also create another loop, so 2 loops, which are just checking for each other. So this loop checks for components inside of dummy, which have the same name as the components which are being looped through in the second loop, but that's a little bit too complicated for you guys. Therefore, I'm gonna do it with this method right here. That also works, but it is maybe a little bit bad practice, but it works, you know. The destroy. So if any of those components right here is inside of our character or our dummy, then we are going to destroy it. So that's about the human race. Now to the other races. So let's do the cat mink. So if our chosen race is the cat mink, then we are going to clear everything, which is basically what the human does. So we are clearing the inventory from previous races, and now we are adding the cat mink race to it. So we basically need to clone this and this instead of the character, and that's it. So local cat mouth, script parent, body parts, cat nose, well, cat nose, not mouth, clone, cat mouth, parent, dummy. And now we need to do the same for the ears. Okay, there we go. So that's about the cat mink. Now the dog mink. So we are going to keep this clearing thing right here. Dog snout. And dog ears. So there's no such thing as cat ears, only ears. Dog ears. Snout. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the last two races. So the skypian and the fishman. They are a little bit different. Let's do the fishman. So the fishman also has this clearing thing, but it also has a pin, which is not an accessory, means only cloning it and putting it inside of the dummy is not enough. So we also need to weld it. That will take a little bit of our time. So snout, saw nose. So we are basically just referring to the components right here. So script, parent, body parts, and then any of those components. They are being cloned, and they are being parented, means they are being put into the dummy. So that's what happens in all of these right here. So now to the fin. So we are doing the same for the fin, and now we are creating another thing called a weld. We are putting it inside of the fin, and part 0. So this weld is going to attach the fin to our torso, okay? And part 0 is always the part to which something is being attached to. In our case, the torso. So part 0 equals our dummy's upper torso. And part 1 is always the part which is going to be attached onto something. In our case, our fin. And now we will probably need to play around with the C-framing, but since I have no idea on how it is supposed to look like, so we need to test it out in order to find out how the fin is going to look like. Okay, so there's this error table expected got instance. Oh yeah. Okay. Pretty easy to fix. Where is it? Yeah. Yeah, so we had to add the get children to it. So that's the issue. So we basically just refer to the dummy but not refer to its children. So to its components, and we do that by adding the get children to it. Yeah. Alright, let's see if it has worked. Okay, I'm spinning for a pretty long time now. Why is it always human? Come on. Okay, there we go. So Skypian. But we did not script Skypian. Oh my god, come on. We did not script it though. Yeah, we did not script it. Come on. Why does it have to take so stupid things, really? I'm gonna pause the video at this point and come back when it has been something we can use or can work with. Right, there we go. So as you can see, we have the fishman right here. Yeah, the fin. Okay, the fin is turned inside. Okay. But we gotta fix for that as well. Yeah. Base C1, so we are basically editing the first the C frame of part 1. C frame new 0 0, and then, well, let's say 2 times C frame angled math rat 180 0. Okay. We also should add another thing. Yeah, so let's copy this and let's edit down here, because we do not want to spin every time in order to change our appearance, our race appearance, but we want to load our race, you know? Therefore, it's recommended to do this. Await. Script parent hair clone workspace dummy. Okay. Workspace dummy. Workspace dummy. Workspace dummy. Workspace dummy. Workspace dummy. Okay. Come on. Who are you trying to fool, really? Okay. Alright. There we go. Okay, so let's keep this. Now let me change the race to dark mink. And then I'm gonna reset. And I'm gonna load the dark mink appearance. Okay, it did not load. I gotta stop and replay, and now we can see how the dark mink looks like. Okay, that's the dark mink. Bandana doesn't make any sense in this case. Yeah. The colors are also messed up, but we're going to change the colors. So do not worry about that. Race, cat mink. Okay, that's the cat mink. Now to the Skypian. So let's script the Skypian right here. Skypian. So let's get rid of the nose right here. Wings. Okay. All right. So let's copy all of those things. All of these race things, and now let's add them up here. And that's it with our race selection. Wait, never mind that. Let me just change some small things right here. So some small changes we are going to do. Chosen race. All right, there we go. But that's all about races. And now to the body colors. So how is that supposed to work? Okay, create a local script right here. And now we are going to loop through this folder, okay? This frame, I mean. Script parent, get children, do. And now we are going to check if the thing we are currently at is a text button. So we are going to make sure of that, because we only want those text buttons, yeah, to make our body color change. Yeah, so there's no point in checking for a UI grid layout or a local script. So those text buttons are important to us. Now, so we have filtered out the text buttons, and now we want to see if those has been clicked, okay? And you know, clicking on them means changing the body colors. So that's why we are looking out for this. So if they have been clicked, or if one of those have been clicked, then we are fire serving a remote event, which is going to change the body color. So which is going to pass the name of the color, and which is going to change the whole body color. So fire server, body color, change, v name. Yeah, there we go. Now to the next thing, okay? The next thing is we need to add a value right here, which represents our body color. There we go. Yeah. So let's make pastel brown by default. Okay, now up here, let's make another task called body color. Body color change, okay. And now we need to change the body color. So how is that supposed to work? Let's create a BP table called body color. What this one is going to do is it is going to carry all of the names of those components or those body parts which are affected by this body part change. I'm also adding fin and wings to it because they're also supposed to be affected. Well, not the wings, but the fin. Okay. Now we are going to loop through our dummy. Dummy get children. Do if v.name is delete this. We also need to loop through this BP thing. Let's call these ones I2 and V2. So if v.name equals V2, then v Brick color new. Okay. Yeah, so so we are looping through the dummy, and we are looping through this table, okay? And we are comparing both, the instance, so the body part, and the names. And if one of the body parts in a dummy has the name of one of those, means v2, so we are comparing that right here, then the body part's body color is going to be influenced by, or is going to be changed to the color which has been passed through the fire server, which is instead of this value right here. So that's regarding the the body parts. Now what about those accessories, because these are not affected? So in order to handle that, we need to do the following. If v name and v is a mesh part, then now we can make another check called, no, not called, another check which checks for accessories. So if our body part right here is an accessory, then, and now if v.name is either cat nose, or v.name is ears, or v.name is saw nose, or v.name is snout, then v handle brick color. Now the same thing is going to happen as it does right here. Yes, so we are changing their colors as well. Yeah, so let's spin, let's see if it has worked. Any sort. So the hat's color is not changing. Yeah. Okay, so the hat is not changing, yeah, because we did not use this one. Why isn't the hat's color changing? Is there any texture applied onto it? Okay, it is not supposed to do this. Why is this happening? Hat, yeah, the hat is here. Oh, yeah. It is because of this check. If v name is v2, if v is, or never mind this. No, yeah, never mind it. We do not need to check. There we go. Now it does work. Okay, now I need a, where is it? I will need a race. Cat nose. No, 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 no. I changed the race to cat nose. Guys, guys. Come on, Fishman, come on. Stop this thing. Okay, there we go. And it does work. It does work, guys. It does work. Okay. It does work on accessories and on the fin as well, so it is supposed to work on the rest as well. And yeah. Now the next thing, so we have made this value right here, this body color value. We need to change the value, okay? And to do that, let's use this one. So we are referring to the data and now to the body color, and then to the value. And now we are changing the value to the past color. So there we go. Now the next thing is also to load this thing. But before we do that, we should wait. Let's copy this one, because we should also apply it on our race system right here. So catmig, there we go. So for example, our accessories right here, so the cat nose and the cat ears, are not set into the body color we have automatically, so we need to set them manually. And we do that by doing this. Cat ears. Yeah, the wings are not affected by the body colors. Now the next thing is about, yeah, the body colors right here. Let's leave those races. Up here, let's copy this one. Let's paste it right here, and yeah. Workspace dummy. Okay, let's play. So that's supposed to work now. Okay. Now let me change the race manually, so by spinning. Let's hope that it is not human or Skypian or Fishman, but one of those mink races. Probably not. Yeah, come on. But as you can see, it is successfully clearing up the Fishman race. Okay, so let's change this one manually. Okay, dog mink, let's go. Let's stop this thing and let's play. And now it is supposed to load the race and the body color. And as you can see, that's exactly what happens right here. Even if it looks pretty weird, okay? So this looks so weird, to be honest, but it successfully works. That's the point. Okay, so we were not able to finish it. I mean, we were not able to finish the editor in this video, but we hopefully are able to finish it in the next video, guys. And in the next video, we will apply this color system on all of these other aspects right here, which is easy. Okay, it does not take a lot of time, so it is just copy and pasting, etc. And hopefully we are also able to add a new aspect called faces, and then I promise you guys, this character editor is done. Okay, so you are already waiting for the big stuff, and it is going to come, guys. Alright, guys. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends. Also, give me feedback in the comment section, turn on the notification bell, and yeah, take care. See you in the next video, and thanks for your overwhelming support, guys. We are about to reach 8,000 subscribers. You are amazing, guys. You are amazing. Alright, see you.